Hello. Hello, Porty. This thing's a little tall there. There we go. There we go. I'm hoping this looks better. I tried to fix my stuff so that the stream hopefully looks way clearer than it does normally. I was rewatching some streams. I realized how blurry all the stuff looks. Like that we're actually streaming. So hopefully it looks better now. Here's a moment of revelation. Let me see. Oh, it does. It does. You can read the cards a little better. Okay, that's a start. No, that's definitely a start. That looks way better. Way better than it did. Does it sound okay? So that the stream hopefully looks way clearer than it does. Oh, it sounds way better too. Okay. Yeah, someone online, I was looking up stuff about Streamlabs and why it wasn't working well and why it looked like crap and my voice sounded different and all this different stuff. And pretty much the general consensus I got was don't use Streamlabs, use OBS. So I switched to OBS. I'm liking what I see so far. Oh, that's definitely a start. It looks way better. Wow, sounds better, looks better. We do nothing but upgrade here, dude. We do nothing but deliver upgrades. I'm gonna let you guys pile in. Oh. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, you son of a bitch. That cord on my Focusrite loves to buzz, dude. This looks so much better than my streams normally do. I'm pumped. We got some new internet in the crib. We got a new streaming software. It's looking good. Sounding good. Feeling good. I'm eating a veggie straws. And turkey sandwiches, dude. Get at me. Get on my level. Big fist gorilla. Looks and sounds fine to me. Good. Good. Let me pull up my YouTube chat in a little side here. Come on, pop out chat. Boom. Gaming. Boom. Okay. We're good to go. I just need to get my water. Whatever I did with that. Okay. Oh. That's a good crunch. What you got? Veggie straws, dude. Only the top crunch here. Veggie straws, carbonated water. A little turkey Sam action. Can't go wrong. Okay. Sorry I was late, by the way. I was hanging out with the boys for the first time in a while. For the first time in forever. Yeah. Hanging out with the boys. Okay, so let's do the 2 decks today. I'm going to go a little bit faster because I'm not going to lie. I'm a little tired. My stomach hurts a little bit. So, and I'm trying to keep myself on a tight schedule for bed. So once it hits 10, I'm probably going to hop off, okay? But that doesn't mean we're not going to get both these done. We're 100% going to get both these done. And that doesn't mean you're not going to get suggestions. You're 100% going to get suggestions. You hear me? Do you fucking hear me? So you hear me. All right. Deck submission number 1 comes to us from the Red Barons, who submits his Niv Mizzet, the Firemind deck, a classic. And he says, let me go to his thing really quick. This is not his thing. Oh, my bad. I hate to get you excited. I have this backwards. We're starting with Graha. That's why I was there. Sorry, Niv Miv. I didn't mean to blue ball you like that. That's on me. King of Dream. What's up, my guy? Okay. So the first deck we're going to look at is submitted by WH Matt which is a Graha TSI on Reborn. I'm sure nobody's ever made that joke ever. He says, or she says, I'm not sure. If you're in the chat, let me know. Grahatia puts creatures onto the battlefield. Once I cast a non-creature spell at the expense of some life, if he can do it for me, why do I have to put any in? The deck is a creatureless control commander deck. Oh, if he can do it for me, that's fair. Don't run any creatures. You're just straight control making creatures while you control. I like where your head's at. I hate where my stomach's at. Jeez. Optimize casual. Win condition. Once I've controlled the game state to an obnoxious level of boredom for my opponents, love that. Hammers like Cathar's Crusade, that seems really good in here, or Sigarda's Summons can give my hero tokens power to swing out and get the win I need. Favorite interaction, Eternity Vessel is a way to lock my health bar into a place that sacrifice no longer feels punishing, even if its time is short-lived. The ability to activate it a few times and freely spend big amounts of life for big amounts of power allows me to create a dominating presence necessary to win the game. Moderation is often a debilitating card, but since my goal is to cast spells on other people's turns, often on their end step, I can replenish my spells with a new card immediately. Once my use for it diminishes, I can cast my own fractured identity on it, so my opponents have to deal with the headache now. Is Moderation the one where you can't cast more than one spell? But you, like, during your turn, but you draw a card when you cast a spell? Or something like that? I feel like that's what it is, the white card. That seems really good. That's actually really cool. What do you hope to get from this review? To show off my deck and to get some new card recommendations. Which type of member are you? A Patreon member. Big shouts out to, let me make sure I get the first two letters right, WH Matt. Good looks, my guy. Appreciate you. If any of you guys watching want to submit a deck to get reviewed for Friday Night Deck Reviews, you can become a YouTube patron. Or a YouTube member, Patreon. They're both start as low as $1, and you can submit your decks to these weekly deck reviews. So, jumping into it, what does Graha do? She is a Esper commander that is a 2/3 lifelink. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay X life, where X is that spell's mana value. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token and then put X 1/1 counters on it. Do this only once each turn. So the first non-creature spell you make, you get to make a big old boy, which is really nice. It's also a hero token, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I've seen a hero token. I've seen a hero roll token. I don't know if I've seen a hero token, though. Teferi Time Raveler. So, yeah, like you said, it's a creatureless deck. There are no creatures in this deck. We are going straight control because creatures are the only thing that doesn't trigger Graha. So our whole deck triggers Graha. And I'm not going to lie. I really want to make this. Maybe not this exact version, but I do want to make like a control Graha list, because I don't have a control deck right now, and I really just want to have one. I don't think I've ever actually made a control commander deck, and Graha is really speaking to me. When I saw the submission, I was like, she is very cool. So, starting things off, Teferi Time Raveler is 1 white and a blue for a foil loyalty planeswalker. Each opponent can cast only one... wait, hold on a second. I thought it said something that it does not. Each opponent can cast spells only any time they could cast a sorcery. Oh, each opponent. Blech. I thought it said each player. Yikes. +1. Until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. That is disgusting in here. -3. Return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand. Draw a card. You just bounce your own and then play it again and get your little trigger, or you bounce someone else's if you need to. Oh. Right off the bat. That's one card I am going to put into my list, so I'm going to go ahead and save that off to the side. Day's Undoing. 2 and a blue for a sorcery. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their libraries, then draws 7 cards. If it's your turn, end the turn. Pretty good. Shuts down players that are like drawing a bunch of cards. Maybe it just tutored up a bunch of stuff. Resets your hand with the only thing your deck's trying to do, which is control and make more tokens with Graha. Love it. I recommend From the Catacombs. We'll keep that on the docket. I'm going to make sure we get through the deck, because I am hopping off at 10. Debt to the Debtless. X, 2 white, 2 black for a sorcery. Each opponent loses 2 times X life. You gain life equal to life lost this way. Yeah, however much you put into this thing, you're going to get that big of a 1/1 hero, or a XX hero, which, yeah, we like that. Distant Melody. 3 and a red, blue, that's not a red, jeez. For a sorcery, choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control that type. This was going to be one of my first recommendations, was cards like this? I don't know. So, love that that's in here. Everything comes to dust. Dust must be sexy, dude. Sorry. 7 and 3 white for a Convoke. Exile all creatures except those that share a creature type. Ooh, with a creature that convoke the spell, all artifacts, and all enchantments? Yikes. That's an exile, too. Yikes. That's really good. Fractured Identity. 3 a white and a blue for a sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent. Each player other than its controller creates a token that's a copy of it. I need to pick one of these up immediately. That is a very fun card. Jataxian Probe. A blue Phyrexian mana for a sorcery. Look at target player's hand or draw a card. Season of Weaving is 4 and 2 blue for a sorcery. You get 5 paw worth of modes. Sure. You can use 1 paw to draw a card, 2 to choose an artifact or creature, and then create a token that's a copy of it. That's really good. Or 3 to return each non-land, non-token permanent to its owner's hand. Oh, non-token. Yikes. That's a very good one in here. Love that. Secret Rendezvous. You and opponent both draw 3 cards. Wow. Arcane Denial. Counter a spell. You draw 2. That person draws 2. Brainstorm. Draw 3. Set 2 back on top. Consult the star charts. I've never seen this card. 1 in a blue for an instant with kicker for 1 in a blue. Look at the top X cards of your library where X is the number of lands you control. That's very good. Already, I like where this is going. Put one of those cards into your hand. If this spell was kicked, you may put 2 of those cards into your hand instead. Put the rest on the bottom of your any. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good card. It's like a little mini tutor. I like that. That's like a way more casual tutor. I like that. I like that more than just running like a Diabolic or something like that, or Demonic or whatever. Despark, some good removal. Dig through time, same thing as Consult a little bit. You're digging through your top cards of your library, grabbing 2 of them. Doomblade, good removal. Echoing Truth, bounces something and all things with the same name. Experimental Augury, digging for more cards. Flawless Maneuver, creatures you control gain indestructible, protect those tokens. Heliod's Intervention. Good removal, good life gain. I don't know what this is. Can I change the printing? Oh, I can just view the details. Oh, Cyclonic Rift. Cyclonic Rift. Turns out I very much do know what that is. Mystic Confluence, 3 and 2 blue, choose 3. You can counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, return target creature to its owner's hand, or draw a card. Narset's Reversal, copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets. That's such a good one. Narset's Reversal is actually a very good card, damn. Negate, good counter spell. Obscura, return target multicolored permanent with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. Destroy target creature. Yeah, good removal. Fantastic removal, actually. Jeez. Path to Exile. Perplexing Test. 3 and 2 blue for an instant. Choose 1. Return all creature tokens to their owner's hand. Return all non-token creatures to their owner's hands. Love that. Rootborn's good protection and populate. Slip out the back is good protection and a 1/1 counter. Snuff out's good removal. Void run's good removal. Vona's Hunger. 2 and a black for an instant with Ascend. Each opponent sacrifices a creature if you have the City's Blessing. Instead, each opponent sacrifices half their creatures rounded up. Yiker dikers. I need to pick one of those up. Wild Rose Rebellion. 2 blue for a counterspell. Instant counter target spell. Oh, it's just a counterspell. I read the counterspell like it was what it was. 2 blue for a counterspell. Whatever. Arcane Signet, good mana ramp. Bender's Waterskin, good mana ramp. Bioorganic Carapace, 2 a white and a blue for an artifact equipment. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card for each modified creature you control. Yikes, that's gotta go in Arna. That's gotta go in Arna. That's insane. Hey, Rizzo. Thank you for becoming a member. That's very, very nice. Wow. Lotus Blossoms, too. Wow. Thank you. That's very sweet. That made my night. I got to hang out with the boys. I got to play some Magic. I got a member. Thank you. Appreciate it. I needed some wins. I appreciate it. And we hit 15K. Damn. Today's looking up. Dances, I just said it again. Dancer's Chakrams. Jeez. 3 and a white for an artifact equipment. Job select enters with a 1/1 that it equips to. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has lifelink, and other commanders you control get +2/+2 and have lifelink, and is a performer in addition to its other types. Does Arna already have lifelink? I'm like 99% sure she does. That's pretty good, though. Dark Knight's Great Sword, 2 and a black for an equipment with job select. Equipped creature gets +3/+0 and is a knight in addition to its other types. Equipped, pay 3 life, activate only once a turn. That might be one that's worth picking up in Arna. Yeah, I kind of like the job select. You get the little token. I'm not going to run too many of them, so I don't want to go too much that route. But it is good. I need to get something going with my throat sitch here. I can't be clearing it like that. You're paying for quality. Let's get a couple good coughs here. Hold on. There we go. Dimir Signet. Good mana ramp. Eternity Vessel. 6 for an artifact. It enters with X charge counters on it, where X is your life total. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may have your life total become the number of charge counters on Eternity Vessel. Yeah. I see where it gets the name. Felwar Stone. Add 1 mana of any color. A land can produce. Yep, love that. Ghost Vacuum. I just found out about this one, so this is fantastic. 1 colorless for an artifact. Tap it to exile target card out of a graveyard, or pay 6 and tap it. Sacrifice Ghost Vacuum. Put each creature card exiled with Ghost Vacuum into play as a 1/1 spirit. That's a copy of that creature. Really, really gross. Yeah, that's actually really good. Ghost Vacuum. It's a card I just want to pick up to have. Do you know what I mean? Like, I almost want to just run this as like a pet card in almost all of my decks. It's just fun. I just like it. Nightfall GB. How do we get our decks reviewed? If you are a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you get access to the deck review forum for Friday Night Deck Reviews. It starts as low as $1. You don't have to stay a member, by the way. You can just become a member. Submit a deck if you want to. The fact that you became a member is very, very useful and very, very nice of you. So, but yeah, that is how you access it. Mind Splice Apparatus. 3 and a blue for an artifact with flash. At the beginning of your upkeep, put an oil counter on Mind Splice Apparatus. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each oil counter on Mind Splice Apparatus. Gross. I don't have to say that much else. That's really good. If you're trying to go for the counter stuff, your counters cost nothing. Your removal costs nothing. Yikes. But they still have the same mana value, though, for your commander. That's it. That's how you do it. Okay. Where were we? Orzhov Signet, good mana ramp. Patchwork Banner, good mana ramp. I keep saying Banner. Banner. What was the other one that I did? Dancer, Banner. Dancer, Banner, Dancer. Soul Ring. So I'm like, we're going to try to get this done as efficiently as possible. And I'm like, Dancer. Soul Ring, good mana ramp. Swiftfoot Boots, good protection. Talisman, good mana ramp. The One Ring, good. I don't think I have to tell you that. Vidalcan Ori, casting stuff at flash speed with our commander is disgusting. So, there's that. Authority of the Consults. 1 white for an enchantment. Enchant creature. Or no, creatures your opponents control enter tapped. Whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you gain 1. That's control right there. Cathar's Crusade. Whenever a creature enters on your side, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Counterbalance. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card. If they share a mana value, counter it. Exquisite Blood. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. Oh, wait, what? Oh, my gosh. Every time I read that card, I have to reread it because I'm like, that's incredibly strong. I don't feel like I read that right. No, I did. Insight. Whenever target opponent successfully cast a green spell, draw a card. Love Insight. Moderation. It wasn't white. It was white-blue. You can't cast more than 1 spell on your turn, and whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. I got it kind of right. I got it pseudo right. Monologue Tax. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you create a treasure token. Can't go wrong there. I'd rather take that than the... I literally can't even remember it. The other one. The really dumb one that's overpowered and a game changer. I've erased it from my brain. Observed Stasis? This looks cool. 3 and a blue enchantment with flash. Love that in this deck. Enchant creature an opponent controls. When this aura enters, remove enchanted creature from combat, then draw a card for each tapped creature its opponent or its controller controls. Yikes. Enchant creatures loses all abilities and can't attack or block. That's incredibly good. In a bubble, like without even taking anything into account, that's incredibly good. The fact that this is 79 cents. I feel like I'm missing something. That's a very good card. I'm going to pick one of those up as well, definitely. Phyrexian Arena, we all know what that does. Draw a card, lose 1 on your upkeep. Propaganda, 2 and a blue for an enchantment. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature attacking you. Sigarda's Summon, 4 and 2 white for an enchantment. Creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them have base power and toughness of 4/4, have flying, and are angels in addition to their other types. Oh, that wouldn't be bad in Arna. If I leaned a little bit more into the 1/1. I had to figure Arna out. I still have to I played Arna tonight and she did not do well. You know what? I'm not going to punish Arna for that. To be fair, we played 1 game. I drew nothing but mana rocks in my hand, and I was like, I can mana ramp and draw into something good. I didn't draw into anything good. I'm not going to punish her for that. That was me. I shouldn't have kept the hand. Okay. The Legend of Yang Chen. 3 and 2 white. Chapter 1. Starting with you, each player chooses up to 1 target permanent with mana value 3 or greater from among permanents they control and exile those permanents. Seems good. You may have target opponent draw 3 cards. If you do, you draw 3 cards. And then you can exile it and transform it into Avatar Yang Chen, who is a 4/5 flying. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend up to 1 target non-land permanent, which means you can exile it. When it's exiled, its owner may pay 2 rather than pay its mana cost. Yeah. That's insane. Just any target permanent? Yikes. Once that thing flips, that's a problem in here. That's a serious problem in here when that flips. Damn. Takesius, welcome. Good card draw for the tokens. Waterbender's Ascension. 1 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, draw a card. Waterbend 4. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. While paying a waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help pay for it. I really like this. Wow. It's like a little small card draw engine, but then has a built-in evasion built into it. Love that. I am not a monologue tax believer. Card just seems bad. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you create a treasure token. Huh, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I think there's a lot of devil spells going on. But like 1 treasure, I get what you're saying. Compared to other treasure tokens, you're going to be getting a lot more off of those engines than monologue tax. But I think it's definitely more fair, which makes me like it more. Is counterbalance and power balance good? I was considering it in a deck, but I'm like, EDH has so many good mana value cards that I think it's reliable. But I don't know. Let me know if it's good or not. It depends on how much top deck manipulation and shuffle you got, King. Yeah, true. If you got a lot of like Surveil, a lot of Scry, stuff like that, that would help a lot. And then in the lands, there's not a lot to talk about here. Target creature gains haste with Amonkhet Raceway. That's a cool one to bring up. This Raceway can add 2. That's kind of cool. Start your engines, add a colorless. Kind of cool land. What does this one do? Midgar, City of Mako. It's a land that enters tapped, can tap for a black, or you can pay the adventure side for 2 and a black sorcery. You may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. Sure. Card draw on your land. We love that. Rogue's Passage to make sure some of those big tokens get through. Soul's Sanctuary can just become a 3/3, and you're not running any creatures, so like having that body's cool. Starting Town. Yeah, that's pretty much all the lands. Okay, so we've got a straight up control list. Graha. We have no creatures, no recommendations of creatures because we don't run any, and the whole deck is just control. You are just controlling the board state, and you're winning the game with this massive board of creatures. You're doing everything every deck does at the same time, which seems better than everyone else. I'm gonna take a bite of my turkey sandwich. So, let me get my deck out real quick. Whoa. My deck, okay? No creatures. Token deck, huh? Nope. Immediately pulls out card that cares about creatures. Like, is a creature and cares about creatures. Let's see. If chat has any suggestions, let them come. Let them start rolling. I keep recommending that card to like everybody on every stream, but I'm gonna pull it out again. Let's see. Ooh. Other hero tokens. Yeah. That would not do much then. Bitter Blossom is one of my favorite cards ever made, so I love to recommend it. Bitter Blossom in a token deck, especially a non-token deck. You can just play Bitter Blossom, you get a 2/2, and then you start making 1/1 flyers. I like Bitter Blossom a lot. It's one of my favorite cards. Okay. That's not a bad one either. That's a pretty good one as well. That's not a bad one either. That actually isn't a bad one either. I could recommend that one as well. Okay. Let's see what chat's got, what I've got. Let's see it. Let's see what we got here. Compare monologue tax to a 3-mana rock. Casting the Midgard Adventure is more like drawing a 3rd card that is always a tap land, so I think it's underrated. Sure. Bender's Water Skin seems like a nice common. Yeah, Bender's Water Skin is incredibly good, especially in this deck. Still would suggest From the Catacombs. Azorius Signet can make it. Mana Rocks are great with the commander. True. Okay, so let's see what this first one was. From the Catacombs. 3 and 2 black for a sorcery. Put target creature card from a graveyard into the battlefield under your control with a corpse counter on it. You take the initiative. If that creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. That's not bad. Introducing initiative and reanimating something in a control deck and then making a 5/5 with your commander. Not bad. And then you get to do it again when you cast it from your graveyard with Escape. That actually isn't bad. I like that. Sadistic Sacrament and Repay in Kind. Sadistic. That's not how you spell sadistic. Sadistic Sacrament. 3 black for a sorcery. Kicker 7. Search target player's library for up to 3 cards. Exile them. Then that player shuffles their library. If Sadistic Sacrament was kicked, instead search that player's library for 15 cards and remove them. Oh, that is gross. In a control deck, literally, if you just play this and search for 3 cards, like I feel like you could do serious damage to a lot of decks with just that. Like, just, yeah, I'll get rid of your Impact Tremors. I'll get rid of your Intruder Alarm. I'll get rid of your whatever. You know what I mean? Ghostly Prison. I like that. And then if you pay the kicker. I don't know if kicker affects your commander, actually. Does it? Rizzo says Caretaker's Talent. Rizzo, looking fancy with your little green leathering and star, my guy. 2 and a white, whenever 1 or more tokens you control enters, draw a card. Seems good. Whenever this class becomes level 2, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. Seems good. Creature tokens you control get +2/+2. That seems good. Caretaker seems like a very good ad for this deck. Modern Sad Sack would let you cast the cards too, like XXBB instant that exiles off the top. What is that? What did you just say? What? Okay. I think Ink Shield is incredible in here. And he definitely needs one. This is the card I keep recommending to people. 3, a white and a black. Instant. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to you this turn. For each 1 damage prevented this way, create a 2/1 Inkling. More control, more no combats being dealt to me. Nope, sorry. And you get to make a bunch of things. I could see you maybe not wanting to run it if the control is so effective that they don't often swing at you or don't have creatures to swing at you with. I could see that. But if you run into a lot of games where, like, no, people are still swinging at me for some damage, I think Ink Shield would be pretty good. Let me see here. Again, I really like Bitter Blossom. It's just one of my it's in my top 3 favorite cards ever printed. So I just like to talk about it. And I think it's good in here. 1 in a black for a tribal enchantment fairy. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 black fairy rogue creature token. Yeah, you just get like the best chump blocker on the planet, the best attacker on the planet, guaranteed on your upkeep. I really like this card. I do not think it should still be a $26 card though, so I could totally see you not wanting to pick this up. But it's one of my favorite cards. I have a foil Bitter Blossom, by the way. I thought I had a normal Bitter Blossom, like genuinely, and then I went through my deck and I was like, wait, that's a foil Bitter Blossom. So I'm hype on that shit, dude. I'm super hype on that shit. What was the other thing I wanted to recommend? Oh. Dawn of a New Age, if you want some more good card draw for this type of deck. 1 in a white for an enchantment. Dawn of a New Age enters the battlefield with a hope counter on it for each creature you control. At the beginning of your end step, remove a hope counter from Dawn of a New Age. If you do, draw a card. Then if there are no hope counters on Dawn of a New Age, sacrifice it and you gain 4 life. It has a built-in like contingency plan, built-in guaranteed card draw for 2 mana. It'll make another token before it enters, so it'll give itself another token or another counter from your commander. Seems really good. Dig Through Time is already in the deck, Kryptonite. But that is a great suggestion. What's the other one? Treasure Cruise? Is Treasure Cruise banned? Jeez. Oh, it's legal in Commander. Treasure Cruise would be good. 8 drop, draw 3 cards. Just delve it and then pay like nothing for it and make an 8/8. Sure. Crisis of Conscience. 4 and 2 white, choose one, destroy all tokens, or destroy all non-land and non-token permanents. I think he had this in here. If not, he had a card very similar to it that just had a different name. Yeah, he didn't have that in here, but he had something similar. That would be a good one, though. Crisis of Conscience would be great. Final Strike. The Final Strike. Keep in mind that when I do these videos, I do upload the following Wednesday a like fully separate recorded video once I've gotten time to like sit with these decks where I give you guys more recommendations. So keep that in mind with this stuff too, because during stream it's hard for me to like come up with great picks, so the chat comes in extraordinarily clutch, as we can see. Final Strike, 2 and 2 black for a sorcery. Choose one of your creatures. Final Strike deals damage to your opponent equal to that creature's offense, then put that creature into your discard pile. This is awesome in here. Fling one of your giant tokens at someone's face and then make another 4/4 token. Run the other one. What's the other one from Morningtide? Or from, no, Shadowmoor? It's another one that's like this, but it's from Shadowmoor. Color. Black. Equal. Is it power? On that one? I'll know it when I see it. Oh, wow. There's a lot of cards that came up for that. That's crazy. Wow. Way more cards than I thought were going to come up. You guys know what card I'm talking about? It's just like that last one, except it's... Oh, right here. Rite of Consumption. Boom. Wooden Dread. Yep. Nailed it. Sacrifice a creature. Deals damage equal to the sacrifice's creature's power to target creature. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. This is fantastic. You can just gain back the life you've been losing from your commander. Oh. That's good. I like that. That's nice. Intangible Virtue might be cute. Intangible Virtue. I feel very dumb for not knowing what that is. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't know what that was. Creature tokens you control have 1/1 in Vigilance. Yeah, sure. There's one from Avacyn Restored 2 for 3 mana. Oh, really? Okay, so let's go back to this, and then we'll do... Can we do, like... do we go high power in this deck? We're making tokens. Yeah, but, like, we can make pretty big tokens with some of the stuff we're casting. Like, if we play, like, a Dig Through... or a Treasure Cruise, or, like, a... Dig Through Time, we can get, like, 8 drops and 8/8s and 10/10s that we can start flinging at people, which seem pretty good. But I do get what you're saying, though. I don't know. Maybe we're not going as tall as we're thinking we will, which I could agree with. Let's see. I guess not creatures, but you may play Wax Life when you do. I feel like there's something I'm missing in here. Like, I feel like there's got to be just like an all-star banger in this list. Oh, why don't you run Elspeth? Run Elspeth! It's one of my favorite cards to run. It actually fits in this deck perfect. Where you at? Yeah, my favorite Elspeth. 77 cents, baby. 6-drop, 4 loyalty, +1, create 3 1/1 soldiers. More tokens and bodies on the board on something that's not a non-creature. That's a non-creature. Love that. -3, destroy all creatures of power 4 or greater. Outside of the stuff we were talking about, the bigger spells, a lot of your stuff is just going to be counter spells and removal, so they're going to be like 2/2s, 3/3s. Look at that. Not a 4. So the board wipe could be very, very good. And then getting an emblem that gives all your creatures +2/+2 and flying with all the tokens you're making, that's a win con. So we got built-in board wipe, token production, and win con stapled onto a planeswalker. At its worst, it's a 6-drop board wipe. I think plenty of us run that still. And then built in all this other stuff. I love Elspeth. One of my favorite. And I got a little mouse version. Elspeth Tyrell. Ooh, the OG Elspeth. Oh no, that's not the OG Elspeth. Oh, it is the OG Elspeth. 3 and 2 white, +2. You gain 1 life for each creature you control. That might not be bad to recuperate some of the stuff. -2, put 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. Not bad. -5, destroy all other permanents except for lands and tokens. Oh, that one could be good too. Both those Elspeths could be great in this deck, actually. The non-token thing on that one's great. What did this just remind me of? Are there any... Have you checked the battles? Are there any battles that are good? Because you might be able to just, like... So, let me think here. Invasion of Arcros enters the battlefield. Search a library, graveyard, or outside the game for an instant or sorcery card you own. Reveal it and put it into your hand. That's like a instant or sorcery tutor that'll give you a 5/5. And then it flips to whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. That might not be bad. Getting it to flip with your tokens is going to be a little bit interesting. So I'm not sure on that one. Invasion of Amonkhet. Each player mills 3 cards. Each opponent discards a card, and you draw a card. That's kind of a good little control-y thing. But then it flips into a creature. I don't think you really want us to be flipping into creatures. So Invocation of the Founders is cool because it doesn't flip into a creature. It interacts with your instants and sorceries, so that seems good. Invasion of Tolvada? Invasion of Tolvada. Does it flip into a creature, though? Because I don't think they would want... What the hell is this one? Tolvada. It does not. Invasion of Tolvada. 3 a white and a black for an invasion or for a battle. When Invasion of Tolvada enters the battlefield, return target non-battle permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. How many non-token permanents do you have? You have 18 artifacts and 14 enchantments. You have 32. That's a good amount for that, actually. So that would be pretty good. Right into the battlefield. And then when it comes into play, you make a 5/5 with your commander. So you automatically make a thing that's big enough to get rid of the invasion, which is great. So you could play this, make a 5/5, use Rogue Passage next turn to make that 5/5 unblockable, swing at the invasion, get it to flip. Flips into the Broken Sky. Creature tokens you control get +1/+0 and have lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white black spirit creature token with flying. That's great. That might be perfect. And when you flip, that's another 5 tokens. Oh yeah, because it casts, right? Oh my gosh. Do battles really come back in and cast for the front side mana cost? Because that makes these very good in this deck. Let's look for the ones that aren't creatures. Are there any more that aren't creatures? 4/4/4/4/4. This one's not a creature. Oh, this one turns into the Holy Frazzle Cannon. You don't really want that one. What's this one? Invasion of New Phyrexia. X, a blue and a white. That could be good because it's an X, so you can make a huge thing with your commander. When Invasion of New Phyrexia enters the battlefield, create X/2/2 White Knights with Vigilance. That's fantastic. This is a really good one. You actually might want to pick this one up. And then flips into Teferi. Come on now. +1, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. Ooh, that's not great with your deck, but still, it might be worth it. -2, you get an emblem with knights you control, get +1/+0 and have Lord 1. And -3, tap X creatures you control. When you do, shuffle target non-land permanent and opponent controls with mana value X or less to its library. That one's not great. The front side's fantastic. Making that many 2/2s with X with your commander is a really good ability. And then just having a built-in Planeswalker, that still might be worth running. And then you get... that might be worth running still. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Creature... Not a creature. Invasion of Innistrad. 2 and 2 black for a flash battle. When this battle enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls gets -13/-13. Flash. Trigger your commander at instant speed. Removal. It's doing the control thing. And then it flips into Dolge of the Dead enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create 2/2/2 black zombies. Love it. Exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie. Now you're shutting down graveyards. You're making more bodies. That's controlling. It's doing the control thing while also doing the token thing. That's actually really, really good. And the battles might be very good in this deck, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And Crypt Knight pointing out that they flip and then give another equal to the mana cost because you cast them. If that's the case, this might be incredible in this list. Invasion of Gabakan. 1 and a white for a 3-drop or a battle with 3 life. When Invasion of Gabakan enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card for as long as it's exiled. It costs 2 more to cast. That's pretty controlly. And then flips into Light Shield Array. Enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature that attacked this turn. Awesome. Sacrifice Light Shield Array. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Honestly, dude, battles might be the thing for this deck. Genuinely might be the thing. Honestly, the battles might be the move here, my guy. These are very good in this deck, it seems. This one's a 3-drop that makes you a 2/2, and when it flips, you get an Anthem that gives all your stuff +1/+1. That could also be useful in this deck. What else do we have? We have this one. This is the last one. Invasion of Vryn. A 4-health battle. When Invasion of Vryn enters, draw 3 cards and discard a card. Like that. And then Overload Mage Ring. It's an artifact. You can pay 1, tap it. Sacrifice Overload Mage Ring. Sacrifice Overloaded Mage Ring. Copy target spell you control. Oh, target spell. You can do permanents and stuff. Battles. You might want to put those in. Those seem very good in this deck. Champions from Beyond. Champions from... What the heck was that? my keyboard unplugged? How did that happen? Champions of Beyond. There we go. X and 2 white enchantment. When this enchantment enters the battlefield, create X 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens. Light party. Light party. Whenever you attack with 4 or more creatures, scry 2, then draw a card. Full party. Whenever you attack with 8 or more creatures, those creatures get +4/+4 until end of turn. Yeah, you get like a little mini jet mirror that makes tokens when it comes out. And it scales with your commander to make a big old token. That seems good. Genuinely. Alright. I think we're looking good. We're making good time. I'm going to move on to the next deck. Feel free to offer some suggestions for this one still. It'll be on the VOD. I will take them into consideration for the video. I'll probably still look them up if I see them during the live stream anyway. If this deck was using creatures, I was going to say Arna. I recommend Arna in like every Esper deck now. Literally. Most of them. I'm like, you know, be good with that. Getting double of all your stuff. I can't help but think that'd be good. Okay. The next deck is a Niv Mizzet list. I have to go through these really quick to find it. There it is. Submitted from. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you very much, WH Matt, for the support on the channel. I hope some of these suggestions from chat were useful. I added a little salt maybe on top of their already good suggestions. Get ready for the video on Wednesday though. I'll have some more good suggestions for you. Okay. So moving on to this one. We have got a Niv Mizzet deck from the Red Barons. Like the name. Is Red Baron even like a place anymore? Is that a restaurant anymore? I think I went to a Red Barons once. No. Red Robins. That's where I went. Not Red Barons. It was good, dude. Their fries rocked. Their burger kind of sucked, but the fries rocked. What can I say? I've upgraded to veggie fries now. But still got a place in my heart for those old ones. I like the look of this deck already. Did you start playing Magic around like 2012, my guy? Because this reminds me of like early days of Commander for sure. Love this. Red Baron is a frozen pizza brand now. Yes, it is. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Red Robin. I messed up by saying Red Baron. It is a pizza brand. Okay. I don't think we read this. No. I'm gonna go rock a leak real quick before we get into this. can't lie. I grabbed a little snack. My, So your snacks might be cool, okay? I'm not saying your snacks aren't cool. Are your snacks food stamps milk cool? You know what I'm talking about? You know, like very old school, like 70s, 80s milk that you'd get on like food help, the government food stamps, where it would just be like a white carton that said milk on it. Or it would be like a solid white bag that literally had black letters that said flour. Like there was no branding on it. It literally just said what it was. What you know about crispy Rice Treats? The fuck you know about crispy Rice Treats? That's so funny. They're like, we don't have to pay you shit, Kellogg. You have Rice Krispie Treats. We have crispy Rice Treats. Not the same thing. They take it to court. They're like, okay, fine. Do rice cakes have to pay you money too, Rice Krispie Treats? Do Rice Krispie Cakes have to pay you the money too? Yeah. I laughed my ass off when I saw these. Crispy Rice Treat. And then I hold up this and it just says like peanut butter cracker in black letters. I'm like, I don't know what these are. It tastes good though, dude. These taste almost better than the other ones. Some of this stuff I'm not a fan of. Ooh. Oh. I spoke too soon. I spoke way too soon. Oh my god. I don't like that at all. Oh my god. It tastes like cinnamon. Why does it taste like cinnamon? Oh yeah. I can't check the carbs or anything. I forgot. That's so they can hide all that cinnamon in there. Good lord. That sucked. I'd eat it, Kryptonite. Ooh. I bet you would. Me? That's actually really bad. That's a rough, like, fake sugary cinnamony. Not what you expect when you bite a Rice Krispie treat. Last thing you expect when you bite a Rice Krispie treat. Okay. Only if I make my own Rice Krispie treats. Oh. Tell me why I forgot you could make your own Rice Krispie treats. The worst hype man for a food product. The worst hype man for this food product, dude. You see me eating something I like? You ain't seen hype like that. You ain't seen hype like that. I need to make some homemade Rice Krispie treats. I'm gonna have to ask my grandma to do that. Big Grams? For Thanksgiving? Whip up some Rice Krispie treats for the fam. That'll be delish. Okay. From the Red Barons. Niv Mizzet the Firemind. It's a draw and mill deck. That's weird. I like it though. Optimized casual. Win condition, Niv Mizzet plus Curiosity. Who would have guessed? The infinite combo of all infinite combos. Favorite interaction? Refer to previous note. Niv Mizzet plus Curiosity. What do you want to get to this? What do you hope to get from this review? To get some card recommendations to raise the power level of my deck. And he is a Patreon member. Or she, I'm not sure. He's a Patreon member. Thank you very much, by the way. And let's hop into it. So, Niv Mizzet the Firemind. 2 and 2 blue, 2 red for a 4/4 flying. Whenever you draw a card, Niv Mizzet deals 1 damage to target player, creature, or player. Tap him to draw a card. And if you can hear a baby, babies cry, dude. Get over it. You're going to hear a baby crying, dude. Get over it. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you can't pick it up. Put Curiosity on this. Let's just find Curiosity. Let's get that out of the way first. Curiosity. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. Whenever you draw a card, deal 1 damage to an opponent. Infinite. So, Jace, Memory Adept. Keep in mind, this is a mill draw deck. So we're trying to draw cards to ping opponents for a bunch of damage, doing the Niv Mizzet thing. But he said it's also a mill deck. So that interests me a lot. Oh! Now I'm getting it. Now I'm starting to piece it together. You're doing the wheel thing. Because when you do the wheel thing, opponents are drawing through a lot of their deck. And if you just plug mill into that, not only are you firing off with Niv Mizzet's damage, but you're also firing off with the wheels drawing through people's decks really fast. I like that. And you're popping off with you drawing a bunch of... like it. Jace, Memory Adept. 3 and 2 blue for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. This is one of the first planeswalkers I ever pulled. This has so much nostalgia for me. The first planeswalker I ever pulled was Lorwyn, and it was Liliana Vess? Liliana Vess or Garruk. And then my cousin pulled 2 planeswalkers in the same pack. One of them was foil, and I was like, that's insane. This was like one of my first planeswalkers I ever pulled, though. It's very nostalgic. +1, draw a card, then target player puts the top card of his or her library into their graveyard. His or her library, dude. It's 2025, Jace. Come on, dude. 0, target player puts the top 10 cards of their library into their graveyard. Never 0. It seems pretty good to do over and over again. -7, any number of target players each draw 20 cards. He'll wipe them out. He'll wipe you out just like that. Arjun, whenever you cast a spell, put the cards in your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards. That's disgusting with Niv. Play a 1-drop. Ditch 6, draw 6. I'll play another 1-drop. And that's not even assuming that those 1-drops aren't just cantrips that are going to be replacing themselves with card draw anyway. Yeah, you're going to be pinging with Niv for a ton. Barrel, instants and sorceries cost 1 less whenever you cast whenever a spell or ability. Wait, whoa, my god, I thought this was the mill guy. I got super confused. I bet you do run the mill guy too, though. Do you run the guy that does double mill? If you want to up the power, maybe run double mill guy. Barrel Chief of Compliance, or Baral. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 instant and sorcery spells you cost 1 less to cast. Whenever a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Such a gross card. I hate that card so much. Body of Knowledge. Power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size. When it's dealt damage, draw that many cards. Chasm Skulker gets bigger and bigger when you draw cards and makes you 1/1s equal to its power when it dies. Consecrated Sphinx draws you a card whenever you're... Oh, draws you 2 cards. Sorry, I should know that because I got my ass beat with it tonight. It draws you 2 cards when... Oh, I have to tell you the layout my friend had tonight. It was nuts. He got enough mana ramp that he was able to play Maelstrom Wanderer turn 5, which hit him into a... Erratic Portal, which you can pay 1, tap it to bounce a creature you control, or target player controls back to that player's hand unless they pay 1. And then he hit like a Heroic Intervention. It wasn't the craziest thing, but the portal was really scary, and we had no way to get rid of it. So by the time it went back around to him, he bounced Maelstrom, played it again, and long story short, it ended with him having a Consecrated Sphinx in play, an Omniscience in play, and then dumping us. It was insane. It's exactly why I hate Maelstrom Wanderer. Oh my god. It's an army in a bag. That thing hits play and it's, sorry, you're done. Brovac? Yeah, Brovac. You need to put a Brovac in here. LJL, what's up? Can't stay for today's stream, unfortunately. Oh, but wanted to stop by and say hi. Well, hello. How you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good day, dude. Hey. Draw and quarter me, dude. I'm hoping a guy has a good day. Tar and feather me, my guy. Electrostatic Field. Pinging people when you play instants or sorceries. That's good for this deck. Goblin Electromancer. Cost reducers for instant and sorceries. Hypersonic Dragon gives your sorceries flash. That would be pretty good in the other deck if it would be able to be ran in the other deck. I'm going to flip my screen on my camera around really quick just to make sure nothing funny is going on. Okay. My camera has a habit of shutting off lately for no reason. Jace's Archivist. Love this card. 1 and 2 blue for a 2/2. Pay 1, tap it. Each player discards their hand and then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards discarded with. This is a $15 card, I guess. Sure. Laboratory Maniac. If you draw a card and you have no cards in your deck, you win the game instead. Love that. Love me a good win replacement effect. If you lose the game instead, win. Magus of the Wheel. It's another wheel card. Everyone discards, draws that many. Melek lets you play with the top card revealed. You can play instants and sorceries off top, and when you do, you copy them. Nadir Kraken gets bigger and bigger when you draw cards, and you put a 1/1 each time you make it bigger, which is cool. Nivix Guildmage. Blue and a red, 2/2. Pay 1 blue, red, draw a card, then discard a card. 2 blue, red, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's pretty decent, actually. Just chilling on a guy, little copy engine. You don't even gotta tap him. Mizzet Perun. 3 blue, 3 red for a 5/5. The spell can't be countered. Flying, whenever you draw a card, Mizzet Perun deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. So I'm going to ask the question I think's on everybody's mind. Why aren't you running this one instead of the other one? It's essentially the same card, except it can't be countered. It has flying, and it draws you cards when people play instants and sorceries. Is it because it's too strong, or just because you have like a soft spot for OG Niv? Because either one of those is completely acceptable. But if it's just because, I don't know, my guy. That's a real strong card. Psychosis Crawler. Whenever you draw a card each opponent loses to, I love me a good Psychosis. Talran makes 2/2s when we play instants and sorceries. Tandem Lookout. 2 and a blue for a 2/1 Soul Bond. I miss Soul Bond. This needs to make a return. As long as Tandem Lookout is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to an opponent, draw a card. Love that. That's actually really good. That and the other thing, that's probably really good in sealed. You pull one of these, you're feeling good. Oh. And it's just another Curiosity. I have not seen this played nearly as much as Curiosity. I get it, because Curiosity costs 1 blue. But I feel like I should have. That's a really good card. I like that. The Locust God. Draw cards, make 1/1 Locust. Draw a card, discard a card for 4. Uvita, Dean of Perfection. 2 and a blue for a 2/2. You may exile an instant or sorcery card from your hand by tapping it. Put 3 hone counters on it. It gains at the beginning of your upkeep. If this card is exiled, remove a hone counter from it. And when the last hone counter is removed from this card, if it's exiled, you may cast it. It costs 4 less to cast. It should just be free. It should just be suspended free. Come on now. Uvita, come on. 3 and 2 red for a 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of each opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may cast those spells from among those cards and spend mana as though it were any color to cast them. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, put a 1/1 counter on Nashali, Dean of Expression. This is the only card I've ran across so far that I think might be a cut. Uvita might be a cut, in my opinion. Whirlpool Warrior, 2 and a blue for a 2/2. When Whirlpool Warrior enters the battlefield, shuffle the cards from your hand into your library. Draw that many cards. Great. Pay a red, sacrifice it. Each player shuffles the cards from their library into their library and then draws that. This is incredibly good. I get that Jace's Archivist is better. Trust me, I understand. But like $15 and 2? I'm going to save that as well. I like Whirlpool Warrior a lot. That's really good. Will Breaker's incredible, dude. Hoi, hoi. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes the target of a spell or ability, you gain control of that creature for as long as you control Will Breaker. So every time you ping a creature with Mizzet, yeah, you just gain control of it. So, sorry. Kryptonite. There were a couple of Soul Bond cards printed into Commander at one point. Were there? I don't really consider that like an actual... I get it technically is. So you are right. It is a reprint of Soul Bond. But like I want like a full on like that to be one of the base mechanics in a set again. Because it was so fun. I loved that mechanic. What was it? Wolfear Silverheart? Ooh, God, I love that card. Oh, it's one. I gotta look it up. I just gotta see my boy. I just gotta see my boy now. Yeah. I loved this card. I had a mid-range deck for a little bit in Standard. You would drop like a 3-drop Centaur, just a 3-drop 3/3. And then you would turn 5 this thing, and you're like, yeah, I have an 8/8 and a 7/7, and then whatever I played turn 4. Sure. It was pretty good, actually. Wolfear Silverheart was incredible. I actually don't know if this card saw that much play in Standard. Maybe it did. I cannot remember for the life of me. I just remember I played the shit out of it. Me and my play group loved Wolfear Silverheart, and I still love it. I like looking at this card. I'm like, yep, that's the boy. Love that card. Okay. Anyway. Back to the Izzet deck now that we're done talking about my mono green card. My bad. Collective Defiance. 1 and 2 red for a sorcery. Escalate for 1. So for each mode you choose past the first, you can pay 1. Target player discards all the cards in their hand, then draws that many. It deals 4 damage to target creature or deals 3 damage to each opponent. Or to target opponent, not each. Days Undoing is another wheel. Mizzet Mortars is 4 damage to any target, or you can pay 3 and 3 red to do it to everything. Molten Psyche is another wheel that deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards drawn this turn. Ponder is some good fixing. Reforge a Soul, another wheel. Stitch in Time. Flip a coin. If you win the flip, take an extra turn after that one. This one. I like this card too. This is kind of like that other enchantment that makes treasures. I just like fair stuff in casual Commander, and I think Stitch in Time is pretty fair and fun. I like that. Temporal Mastery. Less fair and fun. Still like it. Oh, that's what happened. We got Temporal Mastery. It's all coming back. That's what he hit. Got an extra turn. Bounced the Maelstrom. Played the Mael... So gross. Time Reversal. Each player shuffles his or her hand and graveyard into their library, draws 7 cards, then exile Time Reversal. Love that. I gotta pick one of those up. That is such a magic card. You know what I mean? I look at that and I'm like, that's literally a magic card. I love the look of that thing, dude. Genuinely love that. Nick's first Zona is Wolfir Silverheart. 100%. Yep. I'm going as Wolfir Silverheart next year. Windfall. Just the classic wheel. Aetherize. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. Blue Sun Zenith. Draw X cards. Channeled Force. 2 a blue and a red for an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard X cards. Target player draws X cards. Channeled Force deals X damage to target creature or player. That's a cool card. I've never seen that. It's actually really cool. I'm going to save that. That might be in a video. Very cool counterspell. Cyclonic Rift. Electro Dominance. X and 2 red. Electro Dominance deals X damage to any target. You may cast a card with converted mana cost X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Yikes. Dikes. That's really good. Fateful Showdown. Another wheel that deals damage. Mind Swipe. X, a red and a blue for an instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X. Mind Swipe deals X damage to that spell's controller. I love Mind Swipe. I think I tried to make this work a couple times in Standard. I tried to make a Tamir list where I ran Prophet of Krufix and Mind Swipe, and I would use Prophet to like no. Was that it? Am I thinking this right? Because maybe I'm thinking of 2 different standards. Either way, Prophet of Krufix got banned very shortly after I tried to make a deck with it in Standard, and then I was like, because we all found out about it because I used it in Standard, and then we were all like, that's insane, and we all bought one immediately and put it in our commander decks. And then shortly after, it was like, oh, Prophet's banned. And we're all like, yeah, that makes sense. But at the time, we were all like, wow, okay, whatever. But we reread Prophet now, and we're like, oh my god. Like, get that card as far away from us as possible. Negate. Pull from tomorrow. X. Draw X cards. Discard a card. Refuse to cooperate. Someone told me to pronounce these cards whatever and the next one, but that doesn't work with this. Refuse and cooperate. This is refuse to cooperate. Oh, but maybe you do say 2 with the Aftermath ones, because you do have to do 1 and 2 the other one. That's very cool. Cool design. I like that. 3 in a red. Instant. Refuse deals damage to target spell's controller equal to that spell's converted mana cost. That's a very weird card. I don't know how I feel about that. Cooperate. 2 in a blue for Aftermath. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets to the copy. I think Refuse might be another one you could take out, in my opinion. So far, the only thing I've seen is Ulvida and Refuse. I forgot to see if there's anything in the first deck list that I got a gut feeling to take out, so I will go back to that just to check, just to give some suggestions. Basilisk Collar. Equip creature has Death Touch and Lifelink, so your Niv Mizzet's going to be pinging people with Death Touch and then gaining life. I love that. Refuse, // cooperate. Refuse, cooperate. That's what a // looks like in real life. It's a head tilt, eyes up, // Isochron Scepter. That's a cool Isochron Scepter. I've never seen this one. Imprint an instant or sorcery that costs 2 or less. Pay 2, tap it. You may play the card without paying its mana cost. Isochron might be a good suggestion for the first deck as well, the control deck. I guess you don't copy it, though. No, you cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Yeah, you just start making 2/2 tokens, and then like put a counter spell or a removal spell under that. This would be also Isochron Scepter. Put this in Graha. That seems good. Primal Amulet. 4 for an artifact. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. This might be another good one for Graha. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Primal Amulet. Then if there are 4 or more, transform it into Primal Wellspring. Add a mana of any color to your mana pool when that spell is wow. What is happening? Am I having a stroke of genius? Whenever you use that mana to cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I told you, I got to get to bed by 10. I'm already starting to black out. There should be a block report. That's hilarious. Block report. Pyromancer's Goggles. Add a red to your mana pool. When that mana is used to cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. Teferi's Puzzle Box. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player puts the cards in his or her hand on the bottom of their library and then draws that many. It's disgusting, dude. He's spitting. Yeah, I literally am. I'm sitting here. I'm spitting bars, dude. The Magic Mirror. 6 and 3 blue. It's a big boy. It costs 1 less to cast for each instant or sorcery in your graveyard. This, again, might be a good suggestion for Graha. At the beginning, you have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a knowledge counter on the Magic Mirror, then draw a card for each knowledge counter on it. That's pretty good. I read that like I was going to read more, and I kind of expected to read more. It's not bad, though. I like that. I think it would be pretty good in your deck, honestly, the Graha deck, because it can reduce its cost. So you could get like a 9/9 token and then just have like a crazy draw engine going. Thought Vessel, good mana ramp. As Foretold, I love this card. 2 and a blue enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Put a time counter on As Foretold, or on As Foretold. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost of a spell you cast with mana cost X or less, where X is the number of times counters on As Foretold. Cool card. It's good to cast something for free. It's like a fair omnipotence. Love it. Court of Cunning. You get the Monarch. You mill somebody for 2 if you're not the Monarch on your upkeep, but you mill somebody for 10. If is it any number of players? Yeah, any number of players each mill 2, and then if you're the Monarch, all of them mill 10. Yikes. Curiosity, we already went over. Fevered Visions, 1 a blue and a red for an enchantment. I don't know if I've seen this card. At the beginning of each player's end step, that player draws a card. If the player is your opponent and has 4 or more cards in hand, Fevered Vision does 2 damage to them. Ooh. I'm going to save that one too. I've never seen that card. That's very cool. Mind Moil, 4 and a red for an enchantment. Whenever you play a spell, put the cards in your hand on the bottom and draw that many. That'll do it. I'm going to Seize. Whenever you draw a card, put a counter on it. Every time it hits 8 counters, you get an 8/8. Love it. Ophidian Eyes, 2 and a blue for an aura with flash, enchant creature. When enchant creature deals damage to an opponent, you draw a card. Same thing as that, except this one's $13. It has flash, but okay. Propaganda, people can attack you unless they pay 2 for each creature attacking you. Ristic Study, you're going to pay the 1. Or I draw a card. Sphinx's Tutelage, whenever you draw a card, target opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. I was going to ask if you ran these. Very good in this deck. Teferi, if you would draw a card except for your first, you draw 2. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I don't think I've ever told the Teferi's Ageless Insight story on here. Hilarious story. Okay. Me and my brother, when he first started getting back into Magic, went into a card shop down by his house. And when we went in, we were like asking the guy like what good deals were. We're like, hey, he's getting back into it. We want like a good selection of cards. We want to crack some packs. We want to do this. Like, what could you recommend for like what we're doing right here? And there was an M21 product that I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but it was almost like a sealed kit. I don't think it was a sealed kit. Maybe it was, but it was similar to that, where it was like a little kit that came with 5 boosters, I think, or 6, 5 or 6 boosters, whichever. And they were like $30 or something like that. And he's like, this is probably one of the better deals we've got. So me and my brother both picked one of those up. We both bought one. I think my brother pulled some pretty decent stuff. If I can't remember, if I'm being honest, what he pulled. What I do remember, and I am not kidding, is I pulled 4 Teferi's Ageless Insights. And they were like, I was going to say they were like around $4. So I was like, I probably theoretically almost guaranteed would have pulled worse if they wouldn't have been Teferi's Ageless Insights. But to this day, I'm like, that's crazy. And thinking back, I'm like, if that was a sealed thing, which I don't think it was, like for a sealed tournament, like a pre-release kit, I don't think that's what it was. But if it was, I saved somebody, dude. You got 4 Teferi's Ageless Insights in your sealed kit. Teferi's Tutelage, whenever you draw a card, target player. Mills 2, love that. 1,000-Year Storm, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant or sorcery spell you've cast this turn. Yikes. Yeah, 1,000-Year Storm is disgusting. Literally, 1,000-Year Storm. Trying to storm? Do it for 1,000 years, dude. Why not? Okay, so he was looking for, I think, new card recommendations and to raise the power level of the deck a bit. So does anybody have any suggestions for here? Because I'm not a Spellslinger player. I'm going to be of much more use to you, Red Barons, on the video Wednesday for recommendations on my end. I am not good at Spellslinger list at all. I do not have one. I've almost never ran one. But you would have saved another person from getting 4 useless rares in their sealed pool. 100%. That's what I was saying. I would have taken. I took that bullet. I took that bullet for them, and I remember them sitting in my binder forever. Thundering Djinn. Thundering Djinn. Oh yeah, what about that other Djinn card? Are you sure it's Thundering? It's probably the Djinn card I'm thinking of. This guy. Haughty Jim? Is that what you're thinking of? Or is there actually a Thundering Djinn? Oh, there is a Thundering Djinn. I've never seen this card. 3 a blue and a red for a 3/4 flying. When Thundering Djinn attacks, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. Ooh! That's cool! He just like fireballs people for your wheels. That's really good. I also like this one too. Haughty Jim, 1/2 blue, X4 flying, equal power equal to the number of instants and sorceries in your graveyard. Instants and sorceries cost 1 less to cast. I think Haughty Jim's pretty great as well. Let's see. Why only stop at 1 damage? Gearson Starn, Color Morph. Oh my gosh. Yes. Awesome suggestion. 1 a blue and a red, 3/2, ward 2. Whenever another source you control deals exactly 1 damage to a permanent or player, Gearson Starn deals 2 damage to that permanent or player. So you're going to be hitting shit for 3 whenever you, yeah. That's incredibly good in this deck. Jeez. Are there any damage, like doubling effects for instants and sorceries? I don't feel like there are. That'd be a cool effect to put in a set, though. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Fire Servant. No, whenever a red instant or sorcery would deal damage, it deals double that damage. I guess that's what I was looking for. But I was meaning more on, like... No, I guess that's what I was looking for. I don't know what I meant. I'm just talking out my ass right now. Why only stop... Oh, I already read that. The Royal Scions and Dragon Mage. Royal Scions. Ooh. 1 a blue and a red for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. Draw a card, then discard a card for its +1. Its other +1. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike trample until end of turn. And it's -8. Draw 4 cards. When you do, the Royal Scions deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in your hand. Sure. It just gives you another bonus draw to be pinging people with for 3 turns until it hits its ult. And then when it hits its ult, it like pretty much will take someone out of the game. Seems good. Aether Revolt. 2 and 2 red enchantment. As long as a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or permanent, an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2. Perfect. This is awesome. Whenever you get 1 or more energy, Aether Revolt deals that much damage to any target. I feel like this doesn't get ran just because it has that weird energy thing stapled onto it. This is just, like, this is cool. It's just another Gearson Starn, except with any kind of non-combat damage happening. It doesn't have to just be exactly 1 damage. That's sick. I actually like this card a lot. I like that one. I like that record. Back to back, I like that record. Let me go through my binder. I have a binder. I don't have a brain for Spellslinger decks, but I do have a binder. Oh! Brain freeze, baby. Brain freeze, baby. 1 in a blue. Target player puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard. Storm. This would be good. I mean, if you're going to mill people, I'm not going to not recommend the Water Crystal. 2 and 2 blue. Blue spells cost 1 less. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, that player mills that many cards +4 instead. Oh, yeah, and then there was the other guy, too. Pay 4 and 2 blue. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. Oh, yeah. This is incredible in Niv Mizzet. Holy sharks. What was the other one that you guys, whenever you mill a card, you mill double that instead? One of you guys said it earlier. And I cannot find it. Bruvac. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, mill twice that many cards instead. Those would both be amazing options to up the power level of this deck. Brain Freeze, I don't know if it would up the power level. It's definitely fun, though. That could be a good Spellslinger-y card to put in here. Anyone here like Ranch Water? Dude, before I read your name, my fucking heart sunk. I was literally like, oh, it is a simulation. This is all just a fucking simulation. It's all zeros and ones, dude. Because how else would this motherfucker know about Ranch Water? Fiery Inscription. Fiery Inscription, what the hell that do? Oh, yeah. 2 and a red. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Sure. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Fiery Inscription deals 2 damage to each opponent. The thing that I don't like about these type of cards is it's a super... This is why I don't build Spellslinger. This is literally why I don't build Spellslinger, dude. Oh, Mr. Logs is the guy that runs the freaking Maelstrom Wanderer deck, by the way. This is the guy I was talking about that laid me out, dude. Thanks for coming, dude. I had a blast, dude. Thanks for inviting me. I've been meaning to hang out with you guys more again. So, I appreciate it. Sorry, I could not find a card called Ranch Water. Oh, you didn't put the brackets around it. We all do it. You're gonna want to type it in like that on Moxfield. It should come up like that. Okay, so I don't build Spellslinger decks because cards like these are such a slippery slope for me. Because I do the same thing where I come across like Fiery Inscription and I'm like, that's cool. And then I keep going and I'm like, oh, Gutter Snipe's cool. Oh, this other one that does is cool. Oh, and then I have like a stack of like 15 creatures that ping when I play instants and sorceries. And I'm like, is that the instant and sorcery deck I want to play? I want to play more of like a Graha instant and sorcery deck. Michelle Branchwater. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Oh, man. No, I was looking for Merfolk Branchwalker. Not Ranch Water. That's my bad. It's a slippery slope for me when I add these cards. Because then I'm like, well, if I'm running this one, why aren't I running Gutter Snipe? And then when I run Gutter Snipe, I'm like, well, if I'm running these two, why aren't I running this? And then all of a sudden I have like a ping deck where I'm like, I don't want to be pinging. That's just a me thing, though. This deck does want to be pinging, so I do think this is a good suggestion. But for me, it's a slippery slope when I add those things. That's why I get so confused with Spellslinger, because I get pulled a million different directions. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Hey, you have a good night, my guy. I like the new crib. Happy for you. That's really cool. And what a steal, dude. And that collection the boy left is nuts. Oh, send me a picture, by the way. I was telling my sister about that, and she was like, tell Logan to send you a picture. Because she did not believe when I was telling her how much freaking booze was in that basement that was left. I was like, good lord. Okay. Where were we? Oh, we already looked at the deck. I'm an idiot. Okay. I was going through my freaking binder before I got wiped by the PTSD of versing Maelstrom Wanderer and the Ranch Water. The Ranch Water. The bloody Ranch Water. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna recommend that because I've learned my lesson with that card. I've learned my lesson. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. You're an Izzet, and I'm going to recommend you a not Izzet card. Young Pyromancer? Nah, you're not doing Toge. You're doing Mill. You're doing Wheel and Mill, dude. You're trying to have a real good time. You're in it for the mill of the hunt. Alright? A couple of Spellslinger-based jokes for you. Card types? What the fuck? Why do I care about that? That's a cool Dragon Speaker Shaman. Was this from the Tarkir pre-release? I do not remember getting that. My memory's starting to go. My memory's starting to go. Oh, why don't you run Stormkilled Artist in here? I feel like you have a ton of instants and sorceries. I mean, you got 24 instants and sorceries. That's pretty good. But does that justify enough to, like, warrant this being a Spellslinger list or, like, running a ton of instants and sorcery stuff? I mean, he runs Thousand Year Storm. Like, so it seems like he's willing to run the instants and sorcery stuff. I mean, yeah, Stormkilled Artist. If you're willing to run the instants and sorcery stuff and you feel the deck plays enough instants and sorceries to, like, justify it, like, I think Stormkill's always a good ad. What? Oh. That's weird that that still came up with something. That's wild. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery or copy it, create a treasure token. Seems pretty good. Ironcrag Pyromancer. Is that the deal 3 when you, like, discard a card or something? Whenever you draw your second card each turn, deal 3 to any target. Yeah, that'd be great in here. That's really good. World of War. Craft. Oh, World at War. That's weird that it came up when I typed that in. World at War. 3 and 2 red for a sorcery. After the second main phase this turn, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. At the beginning of the combat phase, untap all creatures that attacked this turn. Rebound. Eh. Oh, okay. That's hilarious. I'm like, doesn't seem good. 2 and a red for an enchantment. Pay 1. The next time you would draw a card this turn, Words of War deals 2 damage to target creature or player this turn. Instead. Oh, instead? I could see that being very good, though, because you can control it. You could just, like, not pay the 1 and just draw the cards. And then you just ping when you want to. That's pretty good, actually. I like that. Bless you, bless you. Do any of you guys get like memory wiped when you sneeze? That's like a thing that always happens to me. I sneeze and then I can't quite remember if I sneezed. I'm like, it feels like I sneezed. My nose feels sneezy, but I don't remember sneezing. And then I look at chat and it's like, bless you, bless you. I'm like, I did sneeze. Wow. It's such a like basic thing that happens. You don't even like register it in your brain. Words of War seems kind of cool actually. Book burning. Book burning. I'm seeing if I can guess some of these. I'm thinking about Stranglehold, not Stranglehold, Stronghold. The one where you can like have people deal 5 damage to themselves unless you draw 3 cards, or instead of you drawing 3 cards. I don't think it's the one I'm thinking of. Unless the player has book burning, deal 6 damage to them, put the top 6 cards of their library into their graveyard. This isn't the one I was thinking of, but it's close. 6 cards in their library isn't great. For 2, it's okay. I don't know. I don't think I'm feeling this one very much. Archmage of Runes? What in the hell is that? Oh, reduces the cost by 1, draw a card. 5 is kind of steep, but it's like such a powerful effect. No, tell a doctor about your sneeze. Okay. Hey, doc, when I sneeze, I can't remember shit. He's like, that's not good. Nettle Drones, what's happening, my guy? Archmage is almost too steep for me. This is another one of those slippery slope cards. I don't know. Maybe 5 isn't too steep. It's such a powerful ability. It is really strong. This is kind of cool. Archmage's Ascension, 2 and a blue enchantment at the beginning of each end step. If you drew 2 or more cards that turn, you may put a quest counter. As long as there are 6 or more quest counters on it, if you would draw a card, you may instead search your library. I guess you're not drawing cards then. So you're shutting off like your Niv Mizzet and stuff. Yeah, that sucks. Sup, what's going on? We're just finishing up with deck number 2 for the deck reviews tonight, my guy. We're looking at Niv Mizzet, the Fire Mind, giving some suggestions to up the power level a little bit, just to give you a little quick look through. Here's a little quick scroll through on the deck here. Yeah, he just wants us to up the power level for him a little bit, give some card suggestions, find some cool stuff for him. We've gotten some good suggestions already for the list, so that's good. But if you have any follow-ups, Nettle Drone, let us know. Let us Nettle know. Or, yeah, something better than that. Rowan, Scholar of Sparks. Will, Scholar of Frost. Boy, no. 2 in a red, 2 loyalty. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. I think I read that perfect. I don't think I've ever read a sentence in Magic that perfect. +1, Rowan, Scholar of Sparks deals 1 damage to each opponent. If you've drawn 3 or more cards this turn, they deal 3. Okay. -4, you get an emblem with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell. You may pay 2 and copy it. Okay. That seems really good. Or Will, 4 and a blue for a 4 loyalty. Instants and sorceries cost 1 less. I like how they both have that. That's sick. +1, up to 1 target creature has base power and toughness 0-2 until your next turn. -3, draw 2 cards. -7, exile up to 5 target permanents. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller creates a 4/4 red and blue elemental token. Rowan's definitely the side I would play the least. Or not the least, the most. Rowan is the side I would play the most. Will is a little slow, and his abilities honestly read worse than hers. Like, her +1 seems really good in this deck, and her -4 seems incredible in this deck. And her passive is insane for 3 mana. So, Rowan's fantastic. I'd play that much more over the Will side. It's really good, though. Okay, let me look back to the Bindinsky. I flipped right to the right page, too. Wow. Wow. Hit the poopet. My stomach exploded. It's a frictionless wipe, and I'm gonna be here all night. I'm sliding across the 1-ply like I'm gliding on ice. 'Cause it's a frictionless wipe. My hand is cramping tonight. I made a human mudslide. Every wipe is not white. Alright, this binder doesn't have any. Well, actually, hold on. If logic stands here, ingenious prodigy, if logic stands, my binder that I rarely touch would have the most Spellslinger stuff in it. Ingenious prodigy. Oh, yeah. X and a blue. Human wizard. I always thought this was like an otter or something in the art. I never noticed it was just like a person with too big of glasses on. I don't know why I thought this was like a Bloomburrow otter. I don't know why. I just now noticed it wasn't. X and a blue for a 0/1 skulk. It enters with X 1/1 counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Ingenious Prodigy has one or more 1/1 counters on it, you may remove one to draw a card. Cool card. This gets huge. This actually... No, never mind. Graha runs no creatures. Oh, there's already a lot more red in here. There's already a lot more red and blue going on. Oh, excuse the hell out of me, alright? Guy can't burp anymore, sorry. Ooh. That could be cool. What about Jidur? What about the Jidur? Just take out one of your islands for the Jidur. Enters taps for a blue, pay 4 and 2 blue, and have target opponent mill half their library rounded down. I don't know why I take him out of the binder. I'm like, I'm gonna give him to you. I'm like, here, run Jihood. What else? Red, blue. Red, blue, I don't know. Green, blue? I do know. What's the 3 mana one that makes each opponent mill like 13 or 14? It's like 3 blue, each opponent mills 14 or 13 or something like that. This binder is like everything I don't like to play. I'm looking through it, I'm like, oh. Oh, so much spell slate. Oh. What does that one do? Oh god, that's bad. Boom. Kushgluk says boom. He enters the chat. He drops a steady boom. He waits to see how the chat responds. Oh, I like... How important... Are some of your instants and sorceries, like, incredibly powerful to the point that, like, you need them to hit play? Let me see. I mean, like, yeah, they're wheels. I don't know, man. That could be kind of cool. What was that card called? Hold on, let me try to find it again. Oh, I like that one, too. Hold on. I've been really liking this card a lot, too, so I'm going to pull that out as well. Okay, what was it? There we go. Okay. I think these two would be kind of cool. Overmaster is kind of sweet. 1 red. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn can't be countered. Draw a card. Yeah, so if they do end up countering this, then you know they have a second counter. Because they're going to be like, well, this is the biggest mind game you could do in Magic. You play this, and then someone goes, they're going to follow this up with something that's just crazy. I've got to counter the Overmaster. And then you just don't do anything. Or they let the Overmaster slide, and you guaranteed get your wheel to play without anybody being able to counter it. If you got your opponent's backs up against the wall, Overmaster could be like a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation. Just giving one of your wheels uncounterability, essentially. That could be kind of good. And then Ignite the Future, I think, is fantastic in this deck. I genuinely think this card's very good in this deck. 3 in a red, sorcery. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Just some like good pseudo impulse draw. But it has 7 in a red with flashback. And if you cast it from your graveyard, you may play those cards without paying their mana cost. So if you hit 1, 2, 3 wheel effects, which let's see, how many wheel effects do we run in this deck? Genuinely. 1, 2. That's not 1. 2. 3. Oh, 4. Arjun. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm sure I missed some, so we'll round up. We'll say at max we run 15 wheel effects. What up? This will definitely get me through my last hour at work. Hey, hell yeah. We're just finishing up this last deck here, but you have plenty of live stream to watch before this though, my guys. So hopefully that helps. That seems not bad either. Let me see where we were. Ignite the Future. Because if you can hit 1, 2, again, best case scenario, you hit 3 wheel effects. You can play those cards for free, like, until the end of your next turn. It's not just right now. So if you cast this from your graveyard, you may play the cards without paying their mana cost. And at the top of the card, until the end of your next turn. So, yeah, you just go 1 wheel for free, draw, 2 wheels for free, draw. Oh, look at that. The draw I just got has another wheel in it, wheel. And even on the first one, let's say you have no wheels in your hand. You Ignite the Future, you hit 2 wheels, you wheel, draw a new grip. Oh, that new grip has 2 wheels, play a wheel, play a wheel. Oh, now I'll Ignite the Future, the other wheel for free. I feel like you could really pop off with this and just chain some wheel effects in the deck. And just slot out one of your card draw. I've seriously been slotting out one of my card draw pieces for Ignite the Future and like every list that I make on Moxfield with red, because it just feels good. A 4 mana, I think about this card as a 4 mana draw 3, which I'm like, that's a good going rate. And then being able to cast them for free with flashback. I've actually really been enjoying Ignite the Future. How many decks is this in? 38k. Yeah, I like this card a lot. I genuinely do. Okay. Any more suggestions in the chat before we wrap this thing up? Make sure there's nothing else in here that's good. That's an artifact thing. We don't need that. Do you have Illuminate History in here? I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, I don't see it. Illuminate History would be good, right? Two and 2 red, sorcery lesson. Discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, create a 3/2 red white spirit creature token. Just another wheel effect that can give you a 3/2. It's not terrible. Oh, I've got the biggest. Oh, I've got the huge suggestion for you. Huge suggestion for you. Change of Fortune, my guy. 3 in a red, sorcery. Discard your hand, then draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Yeah. Just, I'm going to wheel once. Discard 7, draw 7. And then we'll Change of Fortune. Discard again for 6. Oh, but I've discarded a total of 13 this turn. Not just the last 6. So I'll draw 13. Ping someone for 13 with Niv. Yikes. Visions of Beyond. Visions of Beyond, they're in my mind. Oh. 1 red or 1 blue for an instant. Draw a card. If a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, draw 3 cards instead. Yeah, are you kidding me? Just a cantrip triggers all your spellslinger shit. Becomes really good in your deck because someone will have 20 or more cards for sure. I love that. It's actually sick. That'd be really good in the Hope deck that we were just talking about on the budget. I guess you can get the Avatar Last Airbender one for $2. It's kind of cool. It doesn't look great, but it's cool. So that might be nice. Okay. Any more suggestions here for the Niv Mizzet deck? It's a mill deck. It's a wheel deck. Do we got any mills or wheel effects that we'd like to share with the chat? Did you bring enough wheel and mill for the classroom to share? Or did you bring some for only you? Okay. Visions of Beyond's the one we just did. All right. I think we're going to wrap this up, my guys. We're making good time. Perfect time for me to get my daily routine going and get to bed, baby. New video uploaded today, by the way. If none of you guys have seen the video that uploaded today at noon, I've got 4 brand new powerful deck ideas on a budget for you guys to check out. These decks are really cool. If you want to take a little preview real quick at them. maybe excite you for the video if you want to go watch it. We built a deck under $50 around Celeste Rune Knight. We built a deck under $50 around Hope Esteem. We built a deck under 50 for Morska Undersea Sleuth, and then finally we did the same for Ariete the Beguiler. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, if you've been looking for a powerful deck to run on a budget, you can check out that video. King of Dreams will vouch for it. He says good video, and he's got good taste, so maybe go check it out. Appreciate you guys. If you guys want to submit your own deck list, you can always become a Patreon or YouTube member. It starts as low as $1. You gain access to the forum where you can submit your deck list for these Friday night deck reviews. Again, these 2 decks, I'm going to upload a separate video on Wednesday, a more in-depth look into these decks and some better recommendations after I've sat with them for a few days. And outside of that, guys, appreciate you guys stopping by the stream as always. I hope the stream looked better and sounded better tonight. From what I saw on my phone, it sounded exponentially better than it did and looks exponentially better. So that's always good. I'm going to take melatonin, Tylenol PM, and hit the old dusty trail. Thank you guys again. Also, thank you so much, Riso, for becoming a member. Super cool. I appreciate you a lot. Didn't have to do that, but you did, and you're super, super useful and helpful. Well, I guess you did have to do that if you wanted to submit a deck. You know what? I got myself there. You all right. Riso, you all right. Thank you a lot, my guy. Appreciate y'all. Good night, man. Good night, King of Dreams. Good night, Riso. Good night, Zach Park. Kush Cluck. Or Kush Luck. Kush Luck. Nettle Drone. Kryptonite. King of Dreams, I think I already said. Wooden Dread. Mr. Logs. Anything else I'm missing here? LJL stopped in for a little bit there. Big Fist Gorilla was the first dude stopping by. Good night, man. I said I would rejoin, and he did. And he did, baby. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good night's sleep. Good night. If you're not going to bed, hope you guys game hard. I'm going to start my Arc Rivals. Or what's it called? Is it Arc Rivals? Is that game people are playing? I'm going to start that download and crash. Anyway. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop, and you will no longer be live.